welcome to this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to interpret double line graphs. Let's look at the first line graph that we see here on our screen. Isabel and Zoe both sell computers at the best computer store. The graph below shows the number of sales that each of them make during different months. How many computers did Isabel sell during August? All right, let's first take a look here at our line graph before we answer the question. So we have along the side here, so the vertical line, we have the values. In other words, that is the number of sales, the number of computers sold. And then along the horizontal line, we have several months. We have 6 months shown here. So the orangish yellow line represents Zoe's sales, and the blue line represents Isabel's sales. The question here asks how many computers Isabel sold during August. So we're going to follow this blue line, and if we go right here, so see we're right above August. If we go right up there, it shows that Isabel sold 80 during August. And even if this little box were not coming up to tell us that that was 80, if we follow this line over here, we can see that that is at 80. So let's go ahead and we'll say that Isabel sold 80 computers during August. Kayla is an astronomer and she records data related to Mars. The graph below shows the number of asteroid impacts that hit the Martian moons Phobos and Deimos during different months. How many asteroids hit Phobos during April? So again, our vertical line, sometimes called an axis, so our vertical axis shows the value, which in this case represents the number of asteroid impacts. And then here along the horizontal axis, we have several different months. And then blue are the asteroids that hit Phobos, and the orange are Deimos. So we are asked here about Phobos during April. So we're going to look at the blue line. And it appears to me, if I go to April, it looks as though no asteroids hit it. Let's just hover over that dot. Yep, that is in fact 0. This is really helpful that we can hover over it because that could have actually maybe perhaps been 1 and it was just really close to that line. So that's a helpful little hint here on these, is that you don't have to just guess. When you hover over the dot, it will give you that exact value. So let's go in there and say that there were 0 asteroid impacts in April. Ryan owns a company and is trying to compare his employees' productivity. The graph below shows the number of tasks that employees Alexander and Hannah complete during different months. How many tasks did Alexander complete during January? So we'll go to January here, and notice this started in October, November, December, then back to a new year, January, February, March. So don't always expect in this case, the months to be in the exact order. It just depends upon when you start recording. So in this case, we finished 1 year in December and went to a new year. So we won't always expect on something like this to see January here at the beginning. All right, so how many tasks did Alexander complete during January? So here I am at January. I see that Alexander is the blue. It looks like that's exactly on the 20 line. Let's go hover. Yep, 20. And so we'll go in here, 20 tasks. The county fire department keeps track of fire statistics for each month. How many fires were commercial during March? So we have commercial and residential fires. Commercial would mean stores, restaurants, any kind of business. Residential would be homes. So what we're talking about here is how many fires did the fire department have to put out in stores, restaurants, other types of businesses versus fires in homes. So we're looking at those commercial fires during March. So commercial is the blue line. We'll go here to March. Again, that looks like it's right exactly on 20, but let's hover. Yep, it is exactly on 20, and we'll put that in. Ultra Robotics makes robotic prosthetics to restore people's mobility. They produce robotic legs and arms based on demand. How many robotic arms did they produce during October? So the blue line is for arms. So we're going to go to October. Now this is a good example of where that ability to hover over the number is really helpful. That looks to me like it's exactly between the 0 and the 20. I'm guessing it's probably 10, but let's look at it. Yep, sure enough, it is 10. So 10, except we were supposed to be talking about arms. Those are legs. So October, arms is what we're looking at is 60. So they did 60 arms. I was getting my arms and legs confused there. That's why reading our problem really carefully is so important. Curiosity and Opportunity are rovers on Mars. The graph below shows the number of meters traveled by Curiosity and Opportunity each month. How many meters did Curiosity travel during January? So again, as we saw in the last problem, we need to make sure that we are clear on what we're answering. I am supposed to answer for Curiosity during January. So I see that Curiosity is the blue line. So I go to January. That looks like it's exactly on the 20, and it sure is. Curiosity and Opportunity are rovers on Mars. The graph below shows the number of meters traveled by Curiosity and Opportunity each month. How many meters did Curiosity travel during February? Okay, so similar to the last problem, except now we are going with Curiosity's travels in February. So Curiosity is the blue line. If I go to February, if I look up, that looks like it's exactly on 80, and it sure is 80 meters. Brianna is an astronomer, and she records data relating to Mars. The graph below shows the number of asteroid impacts that hit the Martian moons Phobos and Deimos during different months. How many asteroids hit Deimos during December? So again, let's make sure we are paying attention to what we're looking for. We're looking for the hits on Deimos during December. So Deimos is that, again, that orange, kind of orangey yellow line. And we're looking at December. So this is where hovering is going to be very helpful, because look, when I go up to this, it's not exactly, okay, so it's at 70. So notice here, this was 50, and this was the next line was 75. So that one would have been harder to estimate. So without our helpful little box here telling us exactly what it is. So 70 is our answer. Joseph owns a company and is trying to compare his employees' productivity. The graph below shows the number of tasks that employees Michaela and Madison completed during different months. How many tasks did Michaela complete during November? So Michaela is blue. We'll go to November. It looks like Michaela did no work in November. And our final problem, Curiosity and Opportunity are rovers on Mars. The graph below shows the number of meters traveled by Curiosity and Opportunity each month. How many meters did Opportunity travel during April? So Opportunity is that orangish yellow, and we're looking at April. So we go here to April. This is another good example of where that ability to hover over the line is going to be helpful. However, this one is multiple choice. So we can also make a pretty educated guess here. If we look, we've got 50 to 75. and we're pretty close to 75. So our answer is probably going to be 70 or 73. My guess is going to be 70, but let's go hover over it to make sure. Yep, 70. All right, we'll see you in the next lesson.